All right, welcome back for another episode of Tilton the Scales. This is the 35th episode. How you boys feel about doing 35 of these? I know no one's actually counted. I don't know. It doesn't feel like 35 to me, but I don't know about you. What are your thoughts on that, Chet?
35. That's pretty impressive. One for every year of my life. That's pretty impressive.
Dang. Yeah, I'm not sure how we. That's probably why I
Does,
brought the number up. Actually,
does the math? I think the math checks out, right?
the math
Sure.
isn't
No.
math,
Sure
but
does. Yeah. Yeah.
but sure. I guess once you turn 35, you never age. That makes sense.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
That
No, I think at 35 is who's the 35th president of the United States? It was what's that guy's name? Not RFK.
I don't know, honestly. We're
Hmm.
gonna have to find out. Who is it?
Was the 35th.
JFK? Was it JFK?
Yeah, it's in my head, but then I just did the math again, and I was like, wait a minute. 4 years per president, only we had a couple of two-term presidents. But I think
35th president, JFK. You're right.
okay.
It's JFK.
Hey, look at me go.
Attaboy.
Look at me go.
Look at you go. That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's really
And
impressive.
Not really. It was a guess. He didn't
it
know
wasn't a
his own
guess.
answer.
It wasn't a guess because I already talked about RFK and how I want to connect
You
the
guys were
dots.
messing with us. You were messing with us.
I
I
think
know,
it was
I know.
it was an estimation, but I think it was a pretty good estimate. Like, did you know it was the 35th, or did you just kind of in your head say like 42, 7, you like that?
Do you
One
want
of
my
those?
boring answer? My boring answer is I know he was the youngest president, and then I know you have to be 35 to be president. So at first I thought he was 35 when he became president. Realized that wasn't true. 35th president. That's why the number's in my head. Boring answer.
All right.
Sorry, guys. But I'm sure he'd be super proud of RFK. The way he held up, man, that was good shit. Really, really convinced me he has our best interests at heart.
I
I feel really,
sense. I definitely sense some sarcasm there,
yeah,
Chet.
no
So why
shit.
don't you
I'm
go ahead?
mad. I
Why
am
don't you go ahead and get it
mad.
off your chest?
Thank
'Cause
you.
I don't really know what you're talking about, except unless it's did he testify against Congress or he went anyway,
Yeah,
backbrief me and fill me in.
he went before Congress trying to defend why he basically decides on his own, without any checks and balances, that he's going to change things about the way that we handle healthcare in the United States. And they were members of Congress, Republican and Democrat. There was a couple Republicans who thought he's the greatest thing ever, but some Republicans as well were like, wait a minute, I'm confused. Did you think the COVID vaccine was good or bad? Because it's Trump's biggest accomplishment is Operation Warp Speed. And he was fumbling over his words. And then when someone said something he didn't like, he'd be like, you're speaking gibberish. I don't understand you. And a bunch of them were like, you need to resign. You're saying that like hundreds of thousands of medical professionals are wrong and you are right. And you have nothing scientifically proven to back it up. You need to resign. And no, he did not handle it well. He got angry. He started to talk over people. He just, he's so sure that he's right without any actual scientific evidence. And what I don't like about him is he comes from a wealthy family and he feels like he just simply deserves to be there. And he doesn't think he has to follow the science. It's just like an entitlement to him. And the fact that it impacts so many people across the United States infuriates me that this guy has any power without any scientific background, without any medical background. And he's out there saying, he used to say that some vaccines caused autism. Like, what the actual fuck, man? Like, what? And you are the leader. That's a huge problem with this country, that because you come from somewhere, you get to lead, whether you know what the fuck you're talking about or not. And I will stop and I will breathe and I will take my moment. Coping.
Well, in reaction to that, isn't it? I feel like you just described every politician that has no background in science, no medical background that has ever been in office, or no background to hold the place that they've been voted into, right? Or
True.
appointed. So
Yes, not a huge argument for me on that by any means, but they also have the wherewithal and common sense to listen to the experts. Many of them do. They listen to the experts rather than say, because I am who I am, all of your experience and your medical background, your scientific knowledge, and your scientific method means shit to me. No, a lot of politicians recognize that they don't know all the answers. So they turn to people. This guy is firing half of the CDC. He's firing half of the people that are in charge of making sure that we are safe because they disagree with him, even though they're the experts and he's nothing. A lot of politicians, the smartest ones anyway, understand what they don't know. They understand the consequences of creating policy, and so they turn to the experts to ask them their opinions so that they can then make educated decisions about where their policy goes. This guy's just like, vaccines cause autism. You know what I mean? Vaccines suck. Let's stop vaccinating children. Like what the action? I'm sorry. See, Nate, no, I'm gonna bring it down
The,
again.
the scary part is not even that there's differences of opinion, because that happens frequently. The scary part is that they have developed a couple different committees that systemically go through each of these, whether it be DHHS or whomever, and fire anyone who disagrees with them. So it's not like you can have a conversation about the merits of the vaccines, or whatever the case may be. If you speak out of turn, if you disagree in any capacity, if you speak out against them, you're gone.
Yeah.
That is really dangerous, because then you can be fooled by some jackass used car salesman, or the guy coming in touting tonic water as, you know what I mean, from the 1700s. This is scary shit, and we should be very concerned about it. As far as how RFK Jr. did at the hearing, I agree with you to a certain extent, Chet. I don't think the politicians did particularly well against him, if I'm being 100% honest. They just attacked and didn't allow conversation. Like, it was all, and I think we've talked about this in other capacities here in these congressional hearings. It's just the worst forum ever. It's a bunch of assholes grandstanding and not really having a conversation. They're playing a game of one-upsmanship, and it is virtually unwatchable. It's clickbait gotcha moments where they're trying to, like, it's not even a question. They just talk for 5 minutes, and then then RFK answers and doesn't answer the question, just talks for 5. It's terrible. It's terrible, and it's terrible for the public discourse, and it's terrible for topics like this one that you should be able to have a legitimate conversation about, but you just see grown adults having tantrums, it just makes me angry.
Yeah, no,
Sounds a
again,
lot like the presidential debates.
yeah.
No one's answering any questions. They're just kind of being a bunch of crybabies, or like re-insinuating an accusation, or going back and forth with accusations. Like,
No, that's what they do. But Walter, you're absolutely right about that as well. And this is the one time where I felt it was warranted what they did, because there's a scientific method that has been applied for years that has helped kids survive. There's helped people survive cancer. It's helped people make it through some of the toughest medical times because they follow a certain methodology that is proven. And they're constantly reassessing that methodology with the amount of scrutiny that it deserves. So when you put this guy in charge, it's like putting the Breaking Bad guy at the head of the DEA, right? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but while that methodology may be proven, we still have a healthcare system run by insurance companies. Decisions being made, not what's in the best interest for you or I, but what's the most affordable, and we have these big pharma companies that are intertwisted with our government and with our distribution and with manufacturing, and like they have their grasps on everything we do. So, like, I agree with you to a certain extent. What do you mean, who's they?
Who is they? You said they have their graphs on everything.
The big pharma. Like I was just talking about.
Okay.
Big
I wasn't
pharma.
sure if that was pharma or insurance companies. Or
both. They're one of the same. Like, we're being run by these major corporations that don't have our best interests at heart. So, like, what resonates about RFK is that he's standing outside the norm, saying, like, what we're doing isn't working. Now, I agree with you, Chet, but I can understand why people follow. And to his credit, he's doing exactly what he said he would do, right? Like, none of this is outlandish, because he said he was going to do.
No, he's not.
He said he was going to do exactly this. He wrote a book about it, for Christ's sakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but during his confirmation hearing, he said, "I'm not going to take away vaccines," and there was a huge thing about that because of that book.
If you believe that, you're an idiot, because he wrote a book about it.
No, that's totally fair. But I'm saying, like, once you get to the level where you're being confirmed and your decisions and what you do has consequences for millions upon millions of people, stop and think. And, like, to your point, like, someone said to him, "I don't think this is right," and he fires her. And That is, we are in a very, I'm actually sounding the alarm right now. We are in a very dangerous fucking time right now because of that. RFK like got me to the core, but to your point, Wally, we are at this with everything. Anybody who speaks out of turn is quickly fired and it's over. And the media is now all a bunch of bullshit. And honestly, the media is a ton of bullshit all the time. But like the idea that they are trying to make people believe that the reason you have failed in life is not because you haven't gotten an education or you didn't go to the military or you didn't do anything with your life. The reason you have failed has been the swamp in DC. And I'm here to save you. When the reality is they are just fucking everybody over. And I think I have a problem with that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Me too. I will also say, like, I agree with everything you said about the hearings and about his presentation and all that. I'm not going to argue with you about that. I just feel like it's all a shit show.
Yeah,
it's all for show.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I don't agree, and I don't think we're in a time or state of any disjunction, dysfunction. Like, I mean, there's things we don't agree with, but I don't think that it's as bad as some people would say. I mean, there's going to be things that we don't agree with that happen almost daily, especially in government. I mean, but I don't know. Let them rename Department of Defense Department of War. I mean, that's what we use it for. Like, again, so to be clear, right? Like, most of the stuff that we use as far as the infrastructure of the military can't be deployed here in the manner that it's been designed for, unless there's somebody that does invade us, on a full scale. But like, again, most of the technology that we have in the military, we cannot deploy it here stateside. And there's the red tape is like, we cannot deploy it on our soil against Americans. Like, well, even if there were a militia that formed up that we're going against, like, there'd have to be literally an act of Congress in order for us to deploy the army, the federal side of the army. The state side of the army, again, is a different story.
It's being deployed daily.
Yeah,
DC,
and there's discussion about how that's being deployed, but again, if we look at it, it's not a federal entity that's moving. It is a Army National Guard that is attached to a state, and that governor
but it's being controlled federally. This is semantics. The president of the United States.
You can say what it is, but
right? The president of the United States activated them, right?
Sure. Yeah. Yes.
The head of the federal government.
At the request of the District of Columbia requesting it.
That's not true.
That is true.
The mayor did not request.
The mayor it's not the mayor. It's not the mayor. It's whatever state they're in. It's the governor.
Washington D.C. is not in a state, man.
Doesn't have a governor.
But that unit, wherever that unit belongs to, and there's probably several states that are up there, but whatever unit that belongs to, that governor had to request. Or again, whether it goes up or down, I just don't want to agree with you specifically.
So that makes it even worse. So you're telling me that they could take that because the governor of Texas says that we need your help, they can deploy Texans in California to quell their riots, and you think that's okay? And that's a bravo states' rights? Like, are you fucking kidding me? The federal government just pulled soldiers out of Texas and deployed them in California, and you're okay with that? Like, forget state rights. Forget state rights. Like, the Republicans are not a states' right party anymore. They don't give a shit about that.
Right. And that's the other thing, Nate. You say things like right now that I understand. Like, you're like, hey, we can't do this. It takes an act of Congress. Not any fucking more. It doesn't.
Well, hold on. Sorry to interrupt and go back to Wally. The state of California would not deploy their assets to protect citizens.
That's their call
from the rioting. Well, I mean, I'm okay with.
The states have the right to decide for themselves.
I disagree in that instance. when it's
But
talking about
it's okay.
protecting.
But it's okay in abortion. It's okay in education. It's just not okay militarily.
I
But
didn't
you
say
can't
that.
pick and choose. You can't pick and choose.
I actually,
If you're
actually,
for
that's the
states'
beauty of
rights,
being an American is you can choose.
well, then you're a hypocrite.
I'm not a hypocrite. I agree
Well,
with.
your
I agree
argument is
with.
hypocritical.
So let's break it down to a micro scale, right? Like if you disagree with what somebody's doing and you have the assets to help them, even though they won't do it themselves, you wouldn't like just give them that asset.
Sounds like
Is
playing
that-
God, Nate. Like sounds like playing
No,
God.
it's not
Or a
playing God.
dictator.
What kind of assets are you talking about, Chet? I'm just talking
Like-
about giving another human being, not a society, not a state, put it on a micro scale, helping another human being with something that you have control of and you have an asset. And not only that, let's say again, their decision to not do the right thing or what someone deems as the right thing, you could argue morally what the right thing is, but is putting others in harm, even if it's their own family members, even if it's their neighbors, coworkers. If I'm an entity that has a way to stop that or to assist so that no one gets hurt, the only thing that's hurt really is feelings, and we're having conversations about it. You know what I mean?
You're saying the key word here for me is consent. Like you were forcing help on an entity that doesn't want help. So that'd be me like me saying, "Hey, Chet, you look tired. If you don't sleep, I'm going to put you in a sleeper hold and knock you unconscious so you can go to sleep because I'm afraid you might drive and you look too tired to do it. And because it's for the betterment of everyone, it's okay for me to do that. I'm helping you sleep." Like it doesn't work that way. You need to have consent in order for them to come into their state and activate a police force.
I disagree.
Yeah, I mean, I get that
because there wasn't any law enforcement entity on the ground that was saying, no, we don't want anybody's help. We got this. Right. So it's a politician sitting in a building that isn't on fire yet. That could potentially be. And that's the worst case scenario, right? But like if I can prevent it from getting there and I can send assets there because the people that are on the ground that are actually dealing with it have already said they need the help and their governor won't activate its own troops. And then again, this isn't hold on. It's not uncommon for a state that's in distress, whether it's in a time of national emergency or a declaration of emergency or a natural disaster. It's not unorthodox for another state to send people in to help because they're the ones that are affected are the people that live there. So they don't want, if you could at any time send a whole bunch of people to reinforce the law enforcement on the ground, that would put more people that are in law enforcement back home with their families, taking care of them, right? Instead of being in harm's way or getting their family out of town, then coming back to work. You know what I mean? No one says it.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I just disagree.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of, I hear what you're saying, and I'm listening, and I understand what you're saying, but I look at, because to your point, like right now, Chicago, the mayor's like, do not come here, and Trump's like, I'm coming anyway. They're not asking for help, Nate. They don't want the help. They're literally saying, we don't want this help. We are doing.
Is that the mayor of Chicago that's saying that?
Yes, the mayor of Chicago saying that.
Who's the mayor of Chicago? He's
got elected by all the people in Chicago. The people that you seem to care so much about.
People in Chicago. I guarantee you, the people in Chicago aren't. He's not the voice of Chicago. When
he's
it comes
the elected official
aid.
in charge of Chicago.
When it comes to, I know what that means, Wally. I know it metaphorically. I know metaphorically it means he's the voice of Chicago. I know metaphorically it means that.
So we just need to
I just mean literally he's not.
So we need to let the military and the police force then just determine the course of this. So what you want is a military authoritative. What's the word I'm looking for?
Why would they be going to Chicago? Meaning any federally authorized U.S. troops. Why would they be going to Chicago?
Because it looks really good for Trump to say I went in there and I.
No,
and
there's another reason. There's another reason. There's another reason.
So if Chicago crime is high, just like any city, it's high, and so the president is saying, "You're not doing shit about it, so I am." And so and then that's assuming that it's all like Nate, that's assuming that Trump's doing it because it's the right thing to do, which I'm going to say right now and qualify this. I don't fucking think so. But assuming that Trump actually gives a shit, and he's like, I'm going to go to Chicago because these people are not being represented well by their mayor, by their governor, by their elected officials. So we are going to go help. Even if that's the case, that just takes away all states' rights. And you're talking about an authoritarian government, dictatorship. Like that's everything, Nate, that you and so many people have went out to like protect against, which is why it's flabbergasting to me when I hear people like, oh, it makes sense. Trump just makes a decision. Someone says something against him, fuck him. We're going to cut him down. We're going to destroy them. And we're going to move forward regardless of what anybody wants because we think it's the right thing to do. That's the opposite of who America is. You yourselves earlier said, like, that's the thing. We can disagree. We can have choice. Trump is taking away choice. He's taking away choice because he thinks he can, and people are letting him do it, which I'm not anymore. Like I am now at that point where like I'm at like level 8 and I'm pissed. And so I don't know. I mean, I do know. I do know. I'm saying exactly what I mean to say.
Well, I would say I'll end with this. Boots on the ground on the state side, no matter what the reason is. I don't think it's only a bad influence to those that want to do bad and that want to continue doing things differently. What I'm not sure what the American citizen sees when if they were in their city walking down the street and they see soldiers with guns that walk by and say hi. I don't know what they feel other than, damn, that's America right there, but like, I wouldn't think like, damn, we didn't even ask for this. Why are they even here? Throw bottles at them, spit at them. Like, I don't see an America like that, as in America that's on the street walking around every day in their neighborhoods. I would think that they would go up to them and thank you. And, because if good people are going to continue to be good and they appreciate, again, a sign of strength. Meaning that's another deterrent, like we talked about last week, having a gun on your hip, like that will prevent crime. Soldiers walking down the streets with weapons, because
Well, Nate, that's true.
Not to throw the playbook out there, but like they're walking down the street with weapons. But I guarantee most of the criminals can't even tell if that weapon's loaded. They don't. Again, there's going to be a mag in the well, but they don't know what the weapon status is. They don't know the ROE. They're just going to assume it to show up. When I say assume, it's a hard target. I'm not running toward. I'm not going to mess with anything in this area. I'm going to move on. And if I go to the next block and there's another one, no, I mean, just.
Yeah, but Nate, I hear you. And if you were that soldier and every soldier was just like you, I agree with everything you're saying. But that's not the case. Nobody wants a police state because of the threat of misinterpretation. And so that means good people, everyday citizens who are good, can still, by the wrong person, especially when you put 3,000 troops in a city, you think all 3,000 troops are good people? Because I guarantee you that's not true. And so they're going to take advantage of the authority they've been given. They're going to overuse it. And innocent people are going to die. Innocent people are going to be arrested. Innocent people are going to have their lives ruined.
Not true at all, Chet. Ye have little faith in the military might of the United States. Now, look, I will tell you that there are some, you can read a book and figure out, like, are there 3 people that join the military? 1, that people that want to kill, 2 want to protect, 2, 3 it's a family history. It's just something they're going to do and then move on, right? But I'm sorry, there are more people than you think, and there's at least 1 in every 2, I would say, that are going to make the right decision and influence the other who is not a good person to do the right thing. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can't get back into that corner. I can't allow myself on recording to get back into that corner. That's not what I said. But it takes 1 out of 50 to ruin someone's life. And I think that's one of the problems that we have to deal with, is that, like, yeah, Nate, I swear to God, if every one of them was you, I'd be down. Like, let's go. Like, good people out there doing the right thing for other good people who are trying to make sure that someone doesn't walk up my driveway right now because I'm super vulnerable and do something horrible, right? Like, I love that idea, but that's what the police force is supposed to be for. And that's what you have in place already. So to do that overkill thing, I think can create more problems than it solves. Although I will respectfully tell you that I understand what you're saying. Like I do, because you're trying to say that if you don't have anything to worry about, then you should appreciate this. And I think honestly, if Goffstown turned into a shithole tomorrow, then I would expect that myself, if I'm running the town or whatever, would be asking for help. Um, I just think that it's a slippery slope when you're not asking for help and it's being thrust upon you. I think Wally was talking earlier about consent. Like that's one of those things. It's a fabric of who we are as a country, that consent piece. And that's kind of just, it's hard to knock me off of that standing my ground on that one.
I would also add this that it seems partially arbitrary where he's choosing to go. Not arbitrary, politically motivated, right? He's going to Democratic strongholds because they represent large portions of the people voting against him. Now, how do you measure crime, right? Is it strictly a numbers thing or should it be a per capita conversation? Because if you want to talk per capita, let's talk Alabama. Let's talk Louisiana. Let's talk all these staunch Republican states that have far higher murder rates, have far higher violent crime rates. Why aren't they intervening federally there? Because they're controlled by Republicans, and it's not a Democratic stronghold. Like it's a grandstand.
I don't know what it is. Again, we all are entitled to our opinion, so I know people don't agree with it. There's reasons for it. Again, we voted the man in. The United States spoke loud and clear who they voted in. So, if he's violating our system exists so that if he's violating the trust of the American people, he can be impeached. I mean, so we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Or we started on that topic. It wasn't even on the docket. And we'll start with the layup line. Wally, you owe us an update on Mufasa.
Still limping around. I called the vet last week. They hadn't heard from the surgeon yet. We had to refill pills. He's still 3 legs, hopping around happily. I haven't yet to hear back.
No brace yet?
No brace. Nope.
Huh.
Yep, no brace.
Why not?
I think we're going the surgery route. I think we're going the surgery route. I'm just waiting to hear back about the surgery.
I thought you were going to try the brace in the meantime to see if he's comfortable with it.
We haven't done it. We haven't done it. I should probably try the brace. We just haven't. Yeah.
Why haven't you? This is an intermission right now, Wally, about taking care of your pet.
It'd be called an intervention, not an intermission.
Intervention.
Sorry. Intervention, yeah.
I don't think so. I just don't think he'd be comfortable on him. Like, I don't know. Well, I'll give it a shot. Listen, stop guilting me. You wanted me to cut his leg off last week, pal. So quit guilting me.
To save the kids' college fund.
Yeah,
that's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. That's a lot of money, man. We got to save the kid. We can't dip into the kids' college fund. We got to, sorry, their education is more important than one leg on your dog. He's got 4 of them. He's got 4 of them. He can deal with 3.
You can't afford college anymore.
That's true. Yeah,
there's no such thing as affording college anymore. It's unfortunate.
All right. So from some of the buzz that we had last week, some of the topics, I posted some things on Instagram and we ended up getting a lot of good feedback from our royal wedding stuff and Taylor Swift stuff, ironically. So we probably should, I don't know, figure out a way to capitalize on that, whether it's we have a countdown for the wedding. We can karaoke a Taylor Swift song. One of us, whoever draws the short straw has to karaoke it and put it on video.
There's no way Chet doesn't destroy us in karaoke. I feel like Chet, you're an actor. I think you would crush Nate and I.
Maybe not, depending on the song. She's pretty good at what she does. I am not anywhere near that.
She is pretty good. But we got to, I don't know, put our thoughts together and figure out how we
Can I be
capitalize
can I
on
just
that.
be can I play the part of just the angry guy who doesn't think that Taylor Swift belongs in football? Because I can happily play that part. It's totally for all the Swifties. I don't really mean it. She's amazing and the best thing I've ever seen in my life. But can I just be the angry one?
No,
All right, fine.
I don't think any of us should. I think we should embrace the change,
All right. So my question would be on that.
but somebody can, I guess.
If she
Go ahead.
performed at the Super Bowl and the Chiefs are in it, if you're Andy Reid, you're like, what? Like that's gotta suck in a way. Be like, oh my God. Like so Travis Kelce has to be part of that performance, right? So he
He's
won't play at halftime? Oh yeah, he's gotta be.
No,
no,
If
I
you're
don't
trying
think
to
so.
Swifty up,
No, no. He
oh, I don't
might
know.
he might listen or go, but no way, no way. Andy Reid doesn't let
no,
that happen. I
yeah,
think
not if
Andy
they're
Reid
in it.
leads
Yeah.
into it. Andy Reid is probably ecstatic about it. I think he's a good guy who really loves Travis Kelce and sees Travis Kelce happy. I don't think he has a problem with it. I think to speak back to the Taylor Swift angle, we're all fathers with daughters. I think that's the angle. We're avid NFL fans who have daughters. That's the Taylor Swift angle we should be exploring. Daughters of differing ages too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
I see that too. And also, like, I keep talking about how I love the scientific method, right? So, what kind of hypocrite would I be if I look at what's happening right now and I'm like, oh, yeah, the numbers aren't there to support it? Yes, they are. My God, the amount of people that Taylor Swift has, women, girls, especially like that Taylor Swift has brought to the eyes on football, who are now getting a better understanding of football, who will then lead to like I would love to have Sabrina watch football with me. And now, maybe when Haley gets older, because of this, she will also be a big football fan, and her husband or whatever, they're going to watch it together and have fun. Like, there is no doubt that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have brought a lot more eyes to football from probably a population of people that you never would have expected. Can't deny that.
No, it's
You're
undeniable.
100% correct. Undeniable.
Undeniable. All right, we got to put our heads together. I think you're right, Wally, but I do think we got to call it something, or like I
Holy
don't know.
shit.
Maybe we figure
Hey,
out
would your
said I
daughter
was
get on?
right.
Would your daughter get on
Nate
and talk
just said,
about it, Nate?
what would
Oh,
my
wait,
daughter
sorry,
get
Wally.
on?
I just stole your thunder. Nate, did you just say
no,
Wally?
no, no, please. He doesn't want to
Yes,
go
I
back there.
did. Well,
It's a dark place for him.
it is a
Look at
dark
it.
place.
You threw up.
I think I
your throat
blacked
a little
out.
bit, didn't you?
I blacked out for a second there, and I threw up in my mouth. Yeah. All right. We last weekend we had our first weekend of football, and it was college football. Huge game with Texas and Ohio State. Arch Manning uh, had some big shoes to fill. There was a lot of backlash because of his performance. Now, again, I'll start by saying his first game starting as a college quarterback. It was banner day. They were getting rings for their championship, national championship, defending that. The defense, of course, has probably like 6 or 7 probably guys that are going to be at the next level in the NFL at some point, if it's not next year. Also, Matt Patricia is the defensive coordinator. He was pretty good at scheming against his uncles, Eli and Peyton. So, I mean, there was a deck stacked against him. Now, he didn't perform very well. He had a couple of throws that are like pro style throws, but it looked like the defense just had him guessing, to use a term that hopefully Arch will never use, but our buddy Sam Darnold uses. He was seeing ghosts out there. It seemed like his feet were never set when he threw, only on the couple good NFL throws that he had. So to say that, I think this is the worst that we're going to see of him. I think he's resilient enough to move forward and learn from this performance. And then I also think back to when Archie Manning said that, Arch is going to be there for 2 years. Like, he did look like a quarterback that needs 1 to 2 years to get, whether it's the offensive system or just, again, that I felt like that was a pro style defense that was up against him and he just wasn't ready. So he needs a little bit more time, reading disguised defenses, getting a little bit more film sessions on defenses under his belt. I think that'll make him more comfortable. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on this, Chet?
Yep, I'll start. I don't think the performance was that bad,
Thanks.
considering it's just like it's a guy starting his first game with a ton of expectations. So I did not get to see the game. When I heard how bad it was, I expected they were going to say he like just got interceptions, he fumbled, he couldn't make a throw. Like I literally thought that he just went out there and just completely like was the drizzling, the worst. To find out it was like a less than average game for a guy who has high expectations. I agree with you, Nate. He's going to bounce back. He'll be fine. He's going to take the time to develop. I think it was a lot of overstatement about how bad the game was. That's all I can say about it.
Yeah. Wally?
Agreed. I don't put much stock into this. I think that, I mean, it may dampen his. I mean, I think there were people talking Heisman and in that, and I think that was premature. He's certainly a part of one of the better teams in football, so that's a fair conversation. He'll be fine. I'm not worried at all. I think it was a blip on the radar, a road bump. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. I'm not putting too much stock in it. I think that it, again, this is part of the call. This is part of the game, right? I think he plays in one of the best teams in football. He's going to play against bangers all season long. It's going to be a lot of tough games against top defenses. This is part of the gig. He'll be fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you think, Nate?
So too. I think so too. The team's too good. Traditionally college teams, the first one or two games at least is like not power puff teams, but like, it's usually an easy opponent at home because there is no preseason, right? There is no time before they get on the field that first game to go in and the defense to actually start tackling because they're not going to injure their own players, right? So yeah, it's just that part of college football that people kind of gloss over. He looked like there wasn't timing established because it was the first time they were all in pads against a real defense. And also, the lackluster performance on both sides for a number 1 versus number 2 preseason, to be 14-7. Like that is not what Fox Sports wanted, I guarantee you. But it got all the hype because they're both teams on both sides of the ball are immensely talented. So I won't be surprised if we see that in the championship game at the end of the year, as long as health can help each other. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. Did you see the report about like Dave Portnoy not being allowed on the field or in the stadium because he's a Michigan fan? And did you guys see that?
No,
Did you
but
see that, Wally?
Yeah. I saw that. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I think that is like exactly what best case scenario for Dave Portnoy, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like he revels in that shit. And it's really, whether it's true or not, boy, oh boy, it makes Ohio look like a bunch of bitches, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Like what the
It does.
fuck? And it's almost enough to have, like, if Michigan made this rumor up, and like it wouldn't shock me because boy, oh boy, it makes Ohio State look like a bitch. And I love it. I don't, like I said, I'm not a huge college guy, but I like storylines and I like the narrative, and I like that storyline. I like that narrative, and I've always enjoyed the way Dave Portnoy treats Ohio State over the last few years. It makes me laugh.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I love the way he's always rubbing it in that they can't beat Michigan, but this is a new year though, huh? We'll see.
They had no business losing to them last year. Ohio State had no business losing to Michigan last year.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Next is the Red Sox, man. Did you see Roman Anthony is out for the rest of the season, but again,
regular season,
to try and get healthy for the postseason if they make it. But that's a huge setback. But how do you think obviously it lessens our chances, but how do you feel about us getting to the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, he brought a spark to the team. He's a fun guy to watch. Like I think he is a superstar in this league. So you lose him for a stretch run where the playoffs are certainly not guaranteed by any stretch of the imagination. It hurts. It hurts. I think we'll be okay. And we got a lot of outfielders. I also think that our pitching has been doing better lately, which is kind of been our calling card over the last few weeks at least. I hate it though. I hate it. He was a big part of the reason why I was watching the Red Sox. I loved the season he's putting together. I was really excited to watch him march into the playoffs and lead this team into the playoffs offensively. So I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Yeah, there's not much to think. It stinks. First,
Have you started watching Yeah, have you started watching baseball at all, Chet, or no?
I'm paying attention, and with him out, that's a huge blow to the team. I will say that if we can just get to that closer that we have, that no one can hit off of, then we'll be just fine. So they just have to change their strategy and how they do their batting lineup and their defense and whatever. Just get to that guy, and you're going to go home. So hopefully, Rowan can get healthy, and hopefully we do make the postseason. I still think they're going to make it. Like, I've had to get, like, what is it, 2.5? Is it still 2.5 games?
It was 2.5. I didn't check today.
Yeah, it was 2.5. I'm not sure off the top of my head either.
So, when Devers went out, they seemed to rally. It's a similar situation as far as they can rally again, knowing that their guy is coming back. I think they still make it. I hope he comes back, and I hope it's a great story.
Yeah, I hope he does too. I definitely am looking forward to seeing them playing some games in the postseason. And I hope that they make it. All right. Guess what? NFL football's back. What? Go ahead.
Sorry, did we talk about the Belichick situation?
The game? No. Did we want to?
I just want to say one comment because when I saw it, I loved it when I saw it. Was that North Carolina scores the first touchdown, and the commentator looks and Bill Belichick standing like, and he goes, "Oh, he could hardly contain himself." It was so it was one of the funniest things I've ever heard a commentator say, and that was just great stuff. And I also loved, if you're watching,
he had the same look on his face at the end of the game, didn't he?
He sure
made
did.
it more of a scowl, but it was like no emotions whatsoever. Yeah, sorry.
That's all I wanted to mention. We can move on to the NFL now. I just wanted to say that.
No, I mean, yeah, I hope they have a good season. I honestly do. I think their starting quarterback is out too because of the injury he sustained in that game. But I mean, they're obviously well coached. You don't just march down the field, any football team. You don't just march down the field first drive, and because those are scripted. Those are the plays that you literally kind of had figured out what the defense was going to show you or be against you. You schemed against that. You called the right plays, and you ran down the field and scored. I'm not sure what happened after that. If everybody just got really, I don't know, enamored by that performance and like thought that the game was over and they didn't have to put any more effort in. But again, Wally loves it because it was just the staunch Bill Belichick. He's just, not going to give you anything. Like, we got to coach better. We got to outcoach. And we're going to coach them up better, and that we need them to perform better, and we're going to correct the mistakes, and we're moving on to Western Louisiana or whoever they're playing. Yeah, but I mean, I wish him the best. It's obvious he's a pretty good coach, but there were things about like, oh well, obviously he's still not a good evaluator of talent because they lost 42 to whatever.
Like you said, it's a preseason, basically the first game. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reminder
that what wasn't staunch Belichick was that like there was so much pomp and circumstance around it. There was like, boy, oh boy. Like, when do you ever remember like Belichick's girlfriend being on camera or like superstars everywhere around? Like it was a show, it was a spectacle more than a football game, which was really odd to me because I'm surprised he hasn't been able to control that narrative a little bit better. Because again, it felt like a Lakers game almost, and I loved it with Jordan and Randy Moss.
Yeah, Jordan was there,
LT.
Randy Moss, yeah.
LT. I mean, they had superstars. I loved every bit of it, but golly, I just like that's not the Belichick I know, and I think that's where it's getting away. I saw a little video of his girlfriend down on the sidelines during warmups. Like, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing? It's crazy to me. It's like when you see your strict father become a grandfather, and he's like the grandkids take advantage of him and crawl over and be like, "What happened to the asshole I knew when I was growing up?"
Hey, yeah, it's happened to me, man. Trust me, that's what my grandkids are going to be doing. My daughter's going to be like, "Dang, who is this person?"
Yeah,
No
right.
idea, but it happens, man.
This is what happens.
Yeah, but I don't know. I want to see them do well. If any of his games are on,
I
I
do
want to
too. I do
watch.
too.
I do think they're not as talented as as everybody thinks, though. But I hope he's got some blue chips guys that just he's always good at finding those guys that want to put in effort, and that effort usually
Really is.
wields a very good product or gives us a very good product on the field. So I hope so.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys and Eagles game last night, because Jerry Jones was quoted as saying, they were one really good defensive player away from winning that game.
I mean, I think they were one really good offensive play away from winning that game.
You think so?
Yeah, if CeeDee Lamb catches that full extension, then we could be having a different conversation right now. But I think what you're trying to hint at, if I'm not missing, is one defensive play away. Ooh, who could have made that play? Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, or who would have made a difference? You
Right.
got a guy that can run just as fast as the quarterback and spy him very well. Like, you got somebody that's an edge rusher that has no idea. I shouldn't say no idea. He just kept running past him. That was Dante Fowler. But I mean, again, the Cowboys are. I'm always going to root for them, but the Cowboys always seem like, again, that team that they never really lose to anyone. They beat themselves by not catching a pass that is clearly, you just drop a pass, like mental errors. That's one thing that I appreciated about Bill Belichick, was that he almost beat that out of his players. Like, no, make all the mental errors you want in practice so I can, ream your ass up and down this field. When the clock starts on Sunday, I don't want a perfect game. I just don't want mistakes, and then I want you to learn from the mistakes in practice. That's why we do this. And then, you don't do those same mistakes in the game. And it just seems like the Cowboys are always that team where, Dak looked really good, I thought. And the offense looked really good compared to what we thought we were going to get, especially against the defense. Now, did happen that their best player spit on a player and didn't play a damn down. And that definitely, again, that was the thing that the Cowboys need to capitalize on. And if they're just better at not making the same mistakes, then I think they win that game hands down, probably by 3 points, maybe. But and it was kind of a set of circumstances that's out of their control. But like, it felt like they had momentum going into the second half, even though Philadelphia scored to end the second half. I think they did. I can't remember. Anyway, it felt like they had momentum going into the second half, and both offenses, neither one had punted. So I didn't think that was going to favor the Dallas Cowboys anyway. I thought Philadelphia would outscore them, but when we look at it, it looked like they had an advantage in the second half, and then it was not necessarily taken away, but the second half time, which was the weather delay, just it kind of took everybody's gas away, including the Philadelphia Eagles, and both teams were just kind of mediocre after that for some reason. But
yeah.
But the Eagles, do we think they're going to repeat? We do need to pick before the season gets too deep.
Kelsey.
Who are Super Bowl
Mahomes, Kelsey, big
is.
touchdown.
I just saw that.
I saw that. Who's our Super Bowl favorite? I'm gonna go with I think Philly's gonna repeat, honestly. So that's my pick to win the Super Bowl. What about you, Wallace?
It's really hard to pick the Phillies, and the Eagles. It's really hard to pick against the Eagles, but I refuse to pick the same team as you. So I'm not going to pick the Eagles. Had you not picked the Eagles, I would have picked the Eagles. I think, I mean, this Kansas City team today, notwithstanding, seems to get hot at the right time. But I don't think I'm going to pick them either. Oh, gosh. Let me think about this. Go on to Chet.
Bay,
Caught me off guard here.
You're going to Green Bay?
No, I'm not. I would never pull for
Chet,
a Green Bay team.
Who's your Super Bowl pick?
I mean, in my heart, we all know I want to say the Patriots, but that's ridiculous at this point. So I will say Baltimore. Baltimore is my
No,
favorite.
again, yeah, it's a preseason pick, right? Like it's okay if we don't pick the Patriots. Doesn't mean we don't want them to do well. Now, if they're in the playoffs, of course that's our pick.
No, I
That's
see
going to change
Baltimore.
everything. But
I see Baltimore as like just finally like a lot of people would say about the Bills, right? And I could see the Bills too, but if I had to pick, I would say Baltimore is the one that finally gets there. Yeah, and actually wins it because we're talking about the winner, right? Not just getting there. I would say Baltimore.
yeah, that's a good pick. I mean, Lamar Jackson has won 2 MVPs and only won 3 playoff games. So they
That's
haven't
tough.
changed. They haven't changed much about the team. Like the team has got. I feel like by much, I mean I feel like each year they've added at least a couple weapons on both sides of the ball, and kept the core together. So I think they're due. Honestly, I like that pick as well. But I'm still going with the Eagles. But I like that pick. And Lamar's very much like a Dak Prescott. Like, yeah, you got 2 MVPs, but you're still not getting us to the promised land. And I would argue that you're not earning your money, like you only win maybe one playoff game a year. Like, sorry, yes, we pay you to get there, right? Like literally when I'm sure you guys understand the pay structure, but they're paid for the games, the regular season games. That's their game check. And then when you get to the playoffs, it's all incentive based or like uh base structure based. Like each player gets for the win 250,000 or something like that. So again, we did literally pay you to get to the playoffs, but like, yes, you're going to get a paycheck if you win or lose. It'll be bigger if you win, so there's more incentive. But yeah, Wally, you got to pick. I was stalling to give you time. I don't know if you
No, I appreciate that.
sense me filibustering.
So I've narrowed it down to 2 teams, and I'm probably going with my heart more than my head here. But I really would love to see the Detroit or the Bills. I think I'm probably gonna. I'd like to see Detroit win one. I think I'd like to see Detroit. I think I'm gonna go with Detroit.
Detroit is a good pick. I will say the Eagles are probably an improbable pick. Just they do have one of the toughest schedules in the NFL, and they play 10 teams that from last year that made the playoffs, and that's the highest of any Super Bowl champ that for the next season. So we'll see.
We'll see.
We shall see.
That's the reason they play the game. Anyway, all right. So fantasy draft, we went through it. We had it. I will tell you, the draft evaluator gave me a B. Gave my sister, and I think my niece, the oldest one, Catherine, an A. And then I was either third or fourth, or there are 2 Bs. And then Wally and Chet, you both got C's. You were in the middle of the pack. Jose got a C as well. How do we feel about our teams, and do we think we're gonna make the playoffs? And we'll start with Chet. Chet, are you repeating? Do we have a repeat
Well,
champ?
that's the problem. I've been talking to the media about this quite a bit and about how there's rarely a repeat champion. And I just let them know that my draft grade is my draft grade, but I made strategic decisions thinking about the matchups, the bye weeks, and how we're going to move forward. And I'm feeling pretty good about my chances to repeat.
Yeah, I feel like you just threw some stuff out there just now, and like I don't think you did any of that. You're just like the politicians that you despise.
Well
I
done.
like my squad.
Well played.
I like my
Well played.
squad. I think this is my league to win this year. I got a solid team start to finish. Although I'm a little concerned about Xavier Worthy just going down probably for the season.
Yep.
I'm not crazy about that, but I get some depth at wide receiver. Matthew Golden, I think, is going to have a big year. Odunze, I think he's going to have a big year. I got both of them on the bench. I also got Ricky Pearsall, who I'm really.
We don't need the by name roster, Wally. Just
Nico Collins. I got Nico Collins because I think he's one of the best wide receivers in all of football. Nico Collins.
So what do you think the reason is that you got a C, Wally?
ESPN's biased.
ESPN's biased. Just curious.
I know what I got to say.
Just curious.
It's the same. It's the same thing that drops my grade in every league.
Because you were a homer and drafted a few Patriots players.
Not a few. Like in
It's
most
not the Drake
one.
May, it's the position. It's not
Yeah.
it's not the person, it's the position. It's where you drafted them that because we all can draft the same players, right? So it's where you drafted and if you got value or not. If you an average draft, you didn't probably you probably overdrafted more than you got like a steal, right? So anyway.
I mean, our league drafts, and I also think part of the reason Chet and I were drafted so low is because our league, like some of the quarterbacks that went in the first round, it was insane, right? Patrick Mahomes had no business going in the first round, and I waited on my second quarterback. I got Caleb Williams. I'm okay with that. But the people who got a lot of quarterbacks early on, I think, are probably drafted are ranked higher than us. Who did draft Mahomes? And
It was
did they end up with a
my
higher?
niece. My niece.
Did she end up with a higher ranking
she got
than
an
me?
A. Yeah.
Yeah,
she
I mean,
got
come
an A.
on, come on. And who in God's green earth thinks Patrick Mahomes taking with the second pick is a good pick?
Again,
And
he
here
he scores the most points
I
in any
know.
fantasy league. In any
No, he
fantasy
didn't. He
league.
did not last. He did not last year score the
Yes,
most
he
points in
did.
any fantasy league. No,
Yes,
he
he did.
didn't. Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Not
I
the
mean,
most, not number one. He was top 10, and I guarantee you, like probably
for quarterbacks.
five of them were quarterbacks. And then the rest again, there isn't a wide receiver that's top five in points scored off of the fantasy league. Don't be looking at your Yahoo that's like a
Top 10 fantasy points scored. ESPN 2024.
yeah, look at it.
Let's look it up.
Bet the top three are quarterbacks. I would almost guarantee
that's
that.
not what we're talking about. We're talking about Patrick Mahomes. Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, Baker Mayfield at quarterback, Bijan Robinson. It doesn't. Let me see. Scoring leaders, fantasy football, PPR scoring.
All right. Well, while he's doing that, Wally, we need to bring back the pizza money, man. Like
I agree.
I've been slacking. Or you've been slacking.
I've been actually meaning to say that. Okay, I got 2000. Oh my God, Lamar Jackson #1, Jamar Chase #2, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield, Jameer. I'm reading it in order. Jameer Gibbs, Jaden Daniels, Saquon Barkley, Bijan, Derrick Henry, Jared Goff. I can't even scroll down. Patrick Mahomes. He's somewhere in the 20s. He's just below just below Brian Thomas Jr. and just above Drake London.
Well, we could all agree he had an off year last year as well, but
he's
you're drafting off of potential as well.
Jesus. Now you're just shifting the goalposts. It's moving.
I'm not shifting anything. I'm just trying
he was the best player in fantasy not less than 5 minutes ago.
He's a higher scorer, yes. I didn't. You took it literally to mean he's the highest. I guess I should say. I said he's a top 10, didn't I? I said he's a top scorer. I didn't put a number.
He's not a top 10.
I said he's a top scorer. I said he's a top scorer. He will be this year.
Bo Nix
We're not talking about last year.
Kyler Murray finished ahead of him.
All right, so we're on with pizza money, Wally?
Yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. I 100% want to do it. I enjoyed doing that last year. I have not researched it to bring any good bets to the table. I haven't even, to be honest with you, I haven't even opened up my app since last year. But I will for Sunday. I'll break it out and we'll make some bets.
I love it. I love that. Did you guys see? Because I'm just doing topical because we're watching this game right here. Tyquan Thornton bringing in like a 40-yard pass.
Former Patriot. We cut him, and the Kansas City Chiefs picked him up last year.
We cut him, and they picked him up, and now he's there. Now with Worthy out, he's their. He's not their #1, but he's basically the Xavier Worthy right now.
Let's be honest. Patrick Mahomes like a Tom Brady. He makes everybody look good. So who was Tyquan Thornton getting passes from? Was it
Mac Jones?
Mac Jones, yeah.
Yeah, and gets injured. Mac Jones basically.
Mac Jones is in San Francisco, man. He's gonna be this year's Sam Darnold.
He could,
or I shouldn't say Sam Darnold, but that would. He might be if he has some time under center, but I don't expect him to have any. So.
Well, he doesn't even need the time under center. He just really needs the development because you say what you want about Mac Jones. I jumped off the wagon, but how do you ruin a quarterback? Give him a defensive coordinator as his offensive coordinator. It's a pretty good way to do it.
Yeah,
Pretty good way to do it.
that checks out.
Sure does. But yeah. Nate, do we have anything else on the docket?
Yeah, you're the stands, man.
The stands. Yeah. So, did you guys all watch it?
I did. Yeah, I did. I got some notes and I
I
got
didn't
some
watch it.
questions and I got some. You didn't.
Is that a touchdown?
All right. So yeah, let's go,
Is that
Chet.
the
What
running
is?
back?
So I watched the documentary. I thought it was pretty awesome. I, of course, a little nostalgic. I mean, that's kind of the time when we grew up, and like I think just the synopsis of it. Uh, in my opinion, I think there are a lot of artists that do music that our generation pulled motivation from in the lyrics, not just him. And I understand on a rudimentary term, like that's kind of how stands develop, and the term is now in the Orthodox dictionary. Like it definitely has its own little world for sure, and we know the song and recognize the song. Uh, I thought the documentary was really good. I'm sure you have more to add to the subject, and I'll just throw my quirks in there when we get to them. But
No, I'm glad you watched it. So one thing that I have to say up front that seemed to be very much missing from the documentary. So you got like this transgender kid, you got like all these people who are marginalized by society building Eminem up for how much he helped them, which truth, I think that's why I liked him too, was this whole like being poor and being treated like shit when you don't even know why you're being treated like shit. You don't know why people look down on you. You have no idea what's going on or why you're not, part of like the cool crew or whatever you want to call it. So I can see that part. And I think that's why I don't even think I knew that in college, like why I liked him so much. But what I think they left out, like this wild thing they left out was like the same people that are talking about how they were bullied were also the focus of a lot of his lyrical attacks for a long time. And I wish they had sort of gone over that more because I think that's very
yeah,
interesting. Um, but in general, you can see how he's so willing to put out his own embarrassment. Like he talks about his own stuff that he's done wrong, and he talks about his own vulnerabilities. And I think people really sort of can relate to that. Like I can't relate. Like there was a skit that they did where on one of his albums that he honestly put on there on purpose. Where it's like, hey, his manager's like, hey, you know why Dre is so popular? He's rapping about blunts and bitches. You're rapping about homosexuals and Vicodin. You suck. And like he put that on his own album, like to almost like self-deprecating humor, which people love that stuff.
yeah,
People love the vulnerability. So I think that really helped him develop a lot of fans. I also think what was left out a little bit, they talked about it, but not as much as I wish they did, was the skin color thing, right? Like they talked about how like at first people saw him as like another Vanilla Ice, like no big deal, and then people heard the lyrics and they're like, oh my God, he's amazing. But there was way more to it than that over time with his success. But in general, Stans came from this idea that he came from nowhere, did something about it, and decided to become bigger than the bullies that went after him, and like created this persona of Slim Shady, like this crazy motherfucker. And then Eminem, who's like bigger than everybody, and then himself, Marshall Mathers. He found a way to like do three characters in one, like Mankind, Mick Foley, and fucking what's the other guy? Mankind. Oh, Cactus Jack. Like he found a way to like do that in his music, which is very entertaining, and he was a good storyteller. So I thought everything resonated with me for the most part about why I became a fan at first, but I never got to the level where I'm gonna like get tattoos. And so hearing from those people was really cool, like of why how important it was to them, and like how it may have actually literally saved their lives. And I'll end it with that. But I thought it was a really good documentary.
yeah. It was a really good documentary. Some of the things that they pointed out was like the from '98 to 2018, there were mental health references or in lyrics increased from 8% to 44%, and they attributed again, like youths or young adults or people that are influenced by musical lyrics, they attributed again a better awareness of mental health and being okay about talking about it, being okay with what's going on, or maybe almost dealing self intrinsically dealing with the problem, kind of very similar to how Eminem was rapping about it, or whether it was he was saying that he's on sleeping pills because he can't sleep, etc., or he's doing drugs because they make him feel better, and he was saying that he did that at first and now he stopped because he saw his lyrics say that he saw the wrong in it, or it did no good, it wasn't helping, so he stopped those things and then fixed the problem. So anytime you have an idol speaking about their struggles, it makes them more relatable to you, makes them more human. uh, and that's again, it's a good thing. And I think most generations at some point they find some artists to not necessarily latch onto, but to cling to, because their lyrics resonate with them and they use those as motivation to jumpstart a better life, or a more healthier lifestyle, or however that works, be a better person. uh, but yeah, I think every generation has that. We could probably have a whole episode on, like, each of us talk about a song that influenced you in a certain way with the lyrics, and
We should.
we
Actually,
that'd
we
probably
should.
be a very good conversation, actually.
Yeah.
There's an idea. Look at that. Look at
Hey,
us putting our heads together.
Full of ideas.
listen, I never would
But
have listened to
Eminem,
Black Crab Band if it wasn't for Wally.
Eminem in general, though, like he has a very good following. He has still has 17 million followers, which if we compare that to somebody like Kendrick Lamar, he's got 13 million. He's not close to a Swifty who almost has a billion, or I should say 100 million, not a billion, but
Is it a
uh,
billion? Holy shit. Yeah.
yeah, that'd be pretty cool, right? But
Mhm.
my little story about Eminem and his lyrics, like, of course, that came out a lot of his stuff and his experience came out when we were in college, right? Or like after high
Started in
school,
high
early
school,
high school. Yeah, early high
into high
school, then
school,
in
college.
college.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we used to watch when his movie came out, and it was on DVD. We would that was our pregame. We would be in somebody's room on a Friday night watching that movie, having a couple
8 Mile?
drinks, and then yeah, and then we'd go out to a club after that, or a bar down where all the college kids were at, and that movie just motivated most of us because we were all white trash and we were related to him. Anyway.
I love that. How many times have you seen that movie then, in that case?
Oh, I used to be able to quote that thing like one of his songs, man. Like line after line. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
That's great.
Yeah. It was a good movie. I'm not gonna lie, good movie.
I'm glad you're not going to lie to
Eminem
us.
story?
I don't
Say it
think I
again?
should, yeah.
I said, do you have any Eminem stories or memories or anything like made you be a fan or not a fan even?
It was really my first foray into. I mean, that's not true. I mean, I loved Dre and I loved Pac before that too. But I felt like he was the first like mainstream rapper in a lot of regards. Like I don't know what I mean. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Nate. His album sales still hold records for rap sales and albums. Correct? Is that not true?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was crazy, like nothing we'd ever heard before. Like it was so out there, talking about murderers like openly, uh, like so different than anything I'd ever heard before. Um, and just watching his career, watching like kind of his persona and him staying true to who he was and continuing to make music that kind of defied norms and defied societal and be widely respected as well. I don't have any singular. I can remember Brian Caruso was one of the first turned me on to Eminem. In fact, I got my first Eminem CD from him. I don't remember why. I got 5 or 6 CDs from him. I traded him something. Um, but I listened to that, and I listened to it on repeat. And I want to say it was like 97, 98. Can we look up when Eminem's first album came out?
Oh, you're right. It was that. It was the Slim Shady LP. It was right.
Yeah, it was our summer before our senior year, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to say that too.
great memories. Great memories driving
He got
around
really
in the back
big
of
when
his
we were in
car.
college. Like a couple years later.
That music just blasting because Brian had those big ass speakers.
He did in his small ass car.
If I say the song, do you guys know the song Kim?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God. When I first
Of course
heard
I
that,
know that
I was like,
song.
is this a joke? Like, oh my God. Like, that was unbelievable. Like, and I give Dr. Dre credit for that because most people who produce an
Yeah.
album are gonna cut that shit out. Like, nope, can't do that. That's too much. And Dre's
He
like,
did
fuck it,
not.
let's throw it on there. Like, wow. To this day, I can't really listen to it because it's so violent and it's so terrifying and so misogynistic rage that it's like unbelievable. Oh my God, did that just happen?
Who is that?
Number 5.
Is
Who
that
is
Hollywood?
that?
Is that Hollywood Brown?
It's got it. Yeah.
Yeah,
got
it is. Yeah. He's the one that's got
God,
it
what a
this
Chiefs,
one.
man.
What a
Chiefs,
game
they
he's
always
having.
do this shit.
Or no, Hollywood Brown's I think he's a double digit player. Is that the rookie
Is it?
from SMU?
I don't know.
Oh, it is Hollywood Brown. Yeah, it is Hollywood Brown.
Jesus Christ. Why the Chiefs do this every fucking time? Why am I surprised?
I mean, they are. Again, all they need is a chance. Just give them a chance. And you don't want to give them a chance. They earn the chance
The only team
to get to the end and make the right plays. Not the
I
best
stand by
play.
this. The only team that has ever stopped the Chiefs who are on the roll like this was the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. Because the Chiefs came storming back after halftime and we still beat them. And I can't think of another team when the Chiefs are on a roll like that have actually still stopped them. Maybe the Chargers can do it right now. We'll see. We'll see. It's so impressive, but also so frustrating.
So the Marshall Mathers LP, the Marshall Mathers LP is number 15 of all time in sales.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I mean, that was
going down because I think he has a couple that are in the top 20.
The Marshall Mathers one.
Dr. Dre, The Chronic is number 8.
That's a great album. I can still play that, and every single song on it is a banger.
Absolutely.
I know every word to every song on that album.
That's the one that has Kim on it. And I remember like hearing the whole thing and jiving with it. And I heard that and I was like, this guy's fucking actually crazy. Like it was good stuff. Another one?
They got to go. Oh,
they got to go for it, right?
Kansas City's going to lose this game.
No, they won't.
Kansas City's going to lose this game.
Yeah, they're bringing the kicker out, huh?
I mean, they got to score twice anyway.
Yeah,
and stop LA. But we've seen this before. We've fucking seen this movie before. God damn it.
Yeah.
No, we have. We really have. We used to be the stars of this movie, our team.
Yes, we were.
That's why you guys hate it so much. I enjoy it. I
love being the heel. I love being the heel.
No, I don't enjoy being the heel. I enjoy watching greatness right in front of us.
Yeah,
I love watching them lose.
The Chiefs.
I'm sure you do.
Me
sure you do.
Me too.
Have you watched?
I like Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is a tough guy not to like. Like, he generally seems like a good guy. Travis Kelce seems like a good guy. I like them both personally. I just don't want them to be compared to the Patriots.
Yeah, I agree.
Been open about this.
Have you watched any of The Kingdom?
I watched the whole thing.
You did?
Yep.
I'm surprised you haven't boycotted it. Like, no, you're not going to touch it.
I like that stuff. I like seeing on the inside. I'm gonna watch the new Bills one, and I'm also gonna watch America's Game by the Cowboys. I'll watch all of that. I love all that stuff.
Okay.
Especially because Cameron's they're very young age, but like seeing him be coached and seeing their approach with it, I think is really fun to watch.
Yep. We got to play on a football Sunday here, Chet, soon.
Yes,
Yeah, you
we
guys
do.
do.
We do. Look up your schedule because typically the best time would probably be like because Cameron has games on Sundays all the way through. Hopefully they make the playoffs, but if they make the playoffs, it's all the way through like November. But usually,
Yeah, me too. 100%
yeah,
me too. And I got
yeah,
a coach this year, so it's a great league. It really is a fantastic league. It's well run, but the high schools use the fields on Saturdays, so it's got to be on Sundays. It's a
yeah.
private like
That's probably what it is.
yeah.
I'm going to be up in Wolfboro week 2. So a part of me, and you guys know sports, right? You get it. Personally, I'm very happy that our bye week happens to be the first week of the season. So I get up this Sunday, go get my candles, go get my alcohol, go get my pizza, and bring it all home and watch pregame football all day. Nothing to worry about this Sunday, right? What I hate about it though is that the team that we play week 2, they already have the jitters out, and it's going to be our first game, and that sucks. And it's also in
Yeah.
Wolfboro, New Hampshire. I have to go to Wolfboro, so we got a hotel the night before.
Wolfboro is beautiful.
It is a gorgeous
Wolfboro is a
place.
beautiful town. You're going to fall in love with it. Great town.
Well, I know it. I know
Good
it well
food.
because I used to go there all the time. But we're staying at the Windrift Hotel the night before the game, so I can hopefully get back that second week for the Patriots game. But we'll see.
They're just going to run the ball here, huh? They should be throwing the ball to Lad McConkey. Where the fuck is Lad McConkey?
I need to
They
see
are
Hampton.
probably
I
just.
need
They
to see
should
Hampton
just run the
score a
ball.
touchdown.
They should. Oh, Kansas City's got 3 timeouts though.
That ain't Lad.
There it is. Yeah, no, I
I'm
need
behind.
Hampton Wellick. That's what I
I'm
need.
behind y'all.
Yeah.
I need the running
Who's
back
that?
who's done
That's,
nothing so far to do
Oh,
That's
something
Mari
right now.
Conklin,
yeah.
isn't it? Conklin's had
How
a
many
big
league-
game.
How many leagues are you in, Chet?
5.
Me too. It's
Yeah,
too
it's a
many.
lot. It's a lot to manage.
The,
Yeah.
the
I
hard
can't
part is
believe
like
you guys
I enjoy
didn't
the
want to do
draft.
a college one. I'm upset about
I
that.
can't. No, I just don't know enough about
I don't know
college.
college. I have no idea
And,
what I'm doing.
I also
That's
have
the
five teams.
reason why you do it.
Disley, man.
Well, I didn't have this game and then my pick 'em.
I might have
Did you guys?
actually.
Did you guys
I'm gonna
log
look right
in and
now.
do yours?
I did mine.
Yeah, I did my pick 'em. Yeah.
I have to see because I do actually think I might have picked the Chargers.
I don't know what the spread was.
I think it was I want to say it was like 4.
I think
Was
I
it
picked
4?
Kansas City, honestly. If I pick Kansas City and they win by 1 and the spread was 2.5, I'm gonna be pissed. You know, like that's what I hate about that.
Yeah, I picked Philly plus the spread game 1 and
Oh, I lost that one.
lost that one, and I'm about to lose Kansas City.
Oh, yeah,
I'm about to lose this.
I have Chargers plus 2.5. So right now I'm good. Right now I am.
Really, really fucking happy for you, man.
No, I lost the Eagles one. The spread killed me on that one.
Really
still
fucking
learning.
happy for you, man.
That's good stuff.
It is. What else did y'all want to talk about?
Nothing. We can do live stream this or watch it.
Yeah, I got to call it night soon too. I'm exhausted.
It's not live stream, but it'll be
You know what I
published. Next week though, there's a Sean Ryan podcast. It's an old one, number 50. It's talking to a former Navy SEAL that was a transgender.
Yeah.
And then transitioned back. So they from male to female and transitioned back female to male. It's an older episode, but I'll send you guys a link, and
That's something that I'll
if
listen
you
to.
want to talk about it and discuss something about it, like I thought it was pretty remarkable because that they're willing to talk about that. And I haven't listened to the whole thing, but I'm interested in just hearing how far he went in the transition from male to female. Right? Did he have his kibbles and bits chopped off,
Surgeries.
literally?
Yeah.
And then how did it feel when he transitioned back, and what was the process with that? Like, he's got not synthetic, but like he's got mechanical parts down there that work better than me. Like, I'm upset. No, I'm just kidding.
No, send us that, and then also we'll have the Patriots game and the whole NFL Sunday to talk through. Walter, anything from you?
I mean, those are two pretty huge topics. You guys,
Yeah.
so one of you owns the NFL, and I can't talk about the
That
NFL.
should cover it.
Great, then I'll talk more about the Celtics.
Perfect. Ooh, nice
No,
job.
I'm just kidding. I don't want to talk about the Celtics. I'll talk about the Red Sox. It will be another
you
week
can.
further into the
I think
season.
that.
This
I
game's
think.
over.
What I
Game's
hope
over.
Chet was asking was like, is there something upcoming that you want to talk about, or
Well, I
what
understand. That's what I'm
topic?
saying. I was in the NFL. Yeah.
I don't
No,
think
there's
you
nothing.
understand.
There's nothing on top.
I don't think you understand.
Do you have a dad joke, Nate?
I do. Yeah. I do.
Yes.
That's a great transition, Chet.
Hey, I'm all over it.
Man, I want to use the one from last week because for some reason it cut off and didn't do
Go
it.
for it.
Do it.
No, I'm not going to. No, I need to find one now. I'm unprepared, Chet. Do you have one?
No.
No, you don't. Why not? Why not?
I think I have a coffee cup upstairs with a bunch of them. I'll have to bring that down here so I can, in an emergency situation, I can just use one of those.
Wow, that's pretty funny. Not really, but
Well, it's a damn shame.
What's
Hollywood Brown
Lad McConkey.
outscored Lad McConkey on my bench.
Come on.
really?
Yep.
I
Lad
had
McConkey
Keaton-
was my keeper in this league.
I
All
had,
right, so we'll do the dad joke of the week. What does a baby computer call his father? Data.
I was going to get there. I would have got there. That's good. That's a good one.
Got to be faster. Two types of people, Wally. Two types of people.
that's good stuff.
Anyway, that's a dad joke of the week. Thanks for joining us. Like and subscribe. We're going to come up with some Swifty content in the future, so be prepared.
No doubt.
All right. Love y'all.
All right. Good night.
Other voice.
Bye.